Hey everyone, it's Ryan here. So I've just finished watching the Smackdown draft. So this is part one. Second part is going to be on Monday on Raw. I'm gonna have to say I'm mostly disappointed with it. I hate to be negative about a lot of things WWE wise today, but when they announced that it was going to be Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns, and the winner would get the first pick for their brand, I was genuinely excited about that because I thought they were bringing back like the late noughties, early tens drafts where superstars from each brand would fight against each other, and the winner would get a pick for their brand, and then they'll pick it there and then. But then they announced the rules, and it was essentially for every two picks SmackDown gets, Raw gets three, which instantly for me went, okay, so Rollins is winning because it's going to go Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Raw. They had the match, it's mostly good, and then the Fiend interrupts, so we're still getting the Fiend and Seth Rollins. So Rollins technically wins by DQ, really great for that whole, build up Rollins versus Reigns, these two friends that have been together for so long, blah, blah, blah. Then the Fiend gets involved. So, first five picks, because they do it in four separate rounds, like they did with the old one, like a few years back. So, starts off, Raw gets Becky Lynch, their Raw Women's Champion, so she stays on Raw. SmackDown keeps Roman Reigns. So essentially the two cover stars of 2K20, so they can force that down your throat for a bit with the first two picks. Raw then keeps the OC, so that's the US Champion AJ Styles, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. SmackDown picked the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, which I'm very excited for. That means possibly new feuds. And then the biggest surprise for me was pick number 5 is Drew McIntyre. So he's been out for a while. The last time they did something like this, it was the first time they did this draft. They picked Finn Balor 3 years ago, and obviously he went off to be Universal Champion at SummerSlam. Obviously it was big because he was in NXT at the time. So I'm hoping Drew McIntyre gets a similar thing. Let's just hope he doesn't get injured again. Then we go on to round 2. Randy Orton's going to Raw. Sasha Banks is coming to SmackDown. Ricochet's staying on Raw. Braun Strowman's coming to SmackDown. Bobby Lashley is staying on Raw. I'm not sure if they can repick him again on Monday. I hope not, because it would be a bit odd otherwise. Because it would be like, SmackDown can have that one, and then Raw can literally turn around and go, well, we'll just take him anyway. So Raw keep Bobby Lashley. Also, they had Brock Lesnar come out and Paul Heyman did a promo for him saying that he wasn't scared of anything. The only thing he was scared of was in 2010 was when Cain Velasquez beat him at UFC. But he's going to learn to conquer that fear and blah 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 and all this stuff. Ray comes out with Kane. Kane speaks Mexican. Ray translates it for him, and then that's it. They've already done this whole contract agreement earlier in the day, so they had this face-off thing, sort of UFC style, because they're facing each other crown jewel. Same with Tyson Fury and Braun Strowman. So it's supposed to be this whole big deal. It's yeah, but you've already just been face-to-face and stuff like that. Also, straight after that, New Day, Big E does the whole intro thing that he does, and New Day come out and they do a Susan G. Komen thing, which that's not the bad part. It's the fact for me that they've suddenly just made Kofi forget that he was in WWE title picture, or he's just been champion for the past 4 months, because now he's just sat instantly back into this whole New Day thing, and he's promoting this charity stuff. Wouldn't he want to try and get some revenge on Brock for the fact they beat him in 5 seconds? They've just gone straight over it. It's oh, Kofi, pff, I don't know. So there's that as well. They have round 3. Alexa Bliss is staying on Raw. Lacey Evans is going to SmackDown. Kevin Owens is coming to Raw. The Revival are staying on SmackDown. Natalia's staying on Raw. We have round 4. The Viking Raiders are staying on Raw. Lucha House Party are coming to SmackDown. Nikki Cross is staying on Raw, so she'll probably stay with Alexa Bliss. Heavy Machinery staying on SmackDown. And Street Profits are staying on Raw to probably do even more backstage promos. They tried to sell the Street Profits as this brilliant thing that's supposed to happen for Raw, but literally, ever since they've been called up, they've not had one match, I feel like they've been up for about 3 months now, and it's just been backstage promos. It's like until they do something, I'm just not appealed by them, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, so I think SmackDown's trying to build a tag team division, which I'm not against at all, because you've got Lucha House Party, you've got Heavy Machinery, you've got the Revival. They should hopefully have more soon. Um, so there's also apparently undrafted free agents. So hang on, let me just... I'll ignore that. The only other thing that bugged the hell out of me was the amount of times they cut to. They had these executives in the boardrooms for Fox and the USA Network, and it looked just so fucking fake. It was like, I get that, like I get it, the whole wrestling thing, it is fake and all that stuff, but like you want it to be believable, and all this was literally like they had like, and here's Fox in the boardroom when they managed to confirm they could have Roman Reigns, and all like cheering like it's the biggest thing. It was like, it's your fucking choice. Like, why is that such a big deal? It's like the very first pick SmackDown gets is Roman Reigns because Raw picked Becky Lynch, and they go around celebrating like it's the biggest steal ever, despite the fact he was already on SmackDown. But it did my head in, and like they had at least 8 different segments where they cut to like different shows that like Fox have. So they had like 2 NFL reporters talking about if they had a signature move, what would they use? And they had like 4 people going, if you could draft anyone from the 80s, who would you draft? I was like, I just want wrestling. Give me wrestling and give me the drafts. I don't want all this Fox. I get that because it's on Fox and stuff like that. But I don't want all this Fox executive stuff that you're going to see once. Just the one for this whole big deal or whatever. Like, if they do that on USA, like on Raw, like USA Network go, oh, we're on this chat show. And look, WWE are doing this. You know, if I was in the ring, I'd probably do this. It's like, I don't want that, you know. It just did my head in so much. It's like they're trying to make it so, like, it's like, this is a serious sport type thing. Like, look at this sports thing that wrestling is. And it's like, I don't want that. It's like, I just want wrestling and storytelling and all that stuff. Like, and literally, my whole appeal of the draft is just gone in this. The only one that interested me was Drew McIntyre. Everything else was like, whatever, you know. But like Raw should be interesting. Apparently they've got a handful of free agents. Apparently, but I guess we'll have to wait for Raw to figure out, because basically, undrafted superstars then can just choose where they go. So, wouldn't you just want to be undrafted and then go, oh, I want to go on that show because at least they'll use me? But I guess it's like, if you're undrafted, it's sort of like, oh, well, they don't think I'm that important then. The only redeeming thing for me was at the end of the show, the main event is Charlotte versus Bayley in a rematch for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley comes out, she's cut her hair, she's got this like black, like she's wearing like gold, but she's got this black coat over her. She slowly takes it off, and then she goes over to a wacky waving inflatable arm tube man, picks out like a kendo stick with like 2 little blades on it or something, and she hacks at the inflatable tube things. So she literally what everyone's been asking to for ages. She literally just like deflates them all, knocks them all down, throws the thing, like throws the little stanza on down, and she's basically like, I don't care anymore. I'm not here about fun. Has the match with Charlotte. She goes for the elbow. Charlotte kicks out, and then she's annoyed, complains to the ref. Charlotte hits natural selection, goes for figure 8. Bayley rolls her up and gets the pin. Charlotte at first, for half a second, is annoyed, and then she's sort of like, oh, okay, I guess you beat me. Huh, whatever. Like, it's literally like she's a 10-time women's champion, just lost it into like 5 days, and she's like, I'll probably just win it back knowing me. Because she probably will. But Bayley, after that, she grabs the belt, she runs around the ring, stands on the steps, holds it like that, whilst they're doing this whole big blah blah blah, like Raw Monday night is night 2 of the draft and blah blah. She literally gets a microphone, and they don't cut to her in time, but I'm pretty sure she goes, screw you bitches, and screw all of you, throws the microphone down. That as an ending for me was great. Like, Bayley's turned heel, and the new attitude has got her the championship back, which is pretty much what Bayley needed. Like I said, the draft as a whole, I don't like this way of doing it. I don't like that it's like, oh, we're gonna pick you and we're gonna pick you. Well, then we're gonna pick you. Like I know that's how the original was. It used to be like 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 like that. But I like the idea of people had to compete for their like to get drafts for their team, and then they'd like it'll go, oh, Raw has picked this superstar from SmackDown. Like I get the only reason they've done it like this way is because the whole wild card rule bullshit, which basically means, oh, remember that draft that we did a few years ago? Yeah, fuck that. Remember Superstar Shakeup? Whatever, you know. WWE have this tendency to go with something and then a month later forget about it and just change it however they want. But like I said, it's like I really, really, really wish they went with the old format of the noughties. I wish my phone wouldn't miss me. But yeah, like again, it's like it was a mostly disappointing night, to be honest with you. It was so heavily focused on like the Fox executives and all this stuff. It's like I don't care about that. And like most of them were disappointing, or they're already on that brand anyway, so it didn't feel like much of a trade off. I think only like there was like 7 were like changing to the other side. Essentially, Raw. If I go through this correctly, Raw technically gets 2 new superstars. It gets Randy Orton and it gets Kevin Owens. SmackDown gets The Fiend, it gets Sasha Banks, it gets Braun Strowman, it gets Lacey Evans, and it gets Lucha House Party. That is 5 in 10 picks. Raw in 12 got 2. So unless like Raw do a bunch of SmackDown superstars on Monday, it doesn't look very promising. It looks more of the same stuff. I mean, I know we'll get some new feuds at this, but I kind of wanted more, if you know what I mean. Like that's why I was saying I wanted the whole they steal from the other brand for winning a match. But again, that's just me. But thank you for listening to me rant again. I know a lot of my videos like this are now just ranting about stuff. But like I said, I was very disappointed with the draft. Upside was Bayley turning heel and winning the title back off Charlotte. Downside, a majority of the draft and the whole Fox segments and all this stuff that I just generally don't care about. Oh, Chad Gable is now also Shorty Gable. Officially, he's Shorty Gable. Next thing you know, he's going to be Shorty G, and he's going to come out and doing a whole rap thing, like when they changed Jesse into Slam Master J. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Sorry about the rambling and all that stuff, but I do this a lot. If something like, the only time I'm happy with the majority of stuff WWE does. Like, a lot of people will crap all over it for the sake of crapping all over it, but until something is generally crap, i.e. this, then I will complain about it. But be sure to follow me on my social medias and stuff. I'll put it in the description and stuff like that. Thank you for watching this video, and I shall hope to see you in the next one. Right, bye.